Alright guys, we're back for another Dokkan battle video. So very recently we got another completely free-to-play 100% unit in the dupe system, the Trunks, Goten, and Marron card. I actually do really like this. This is kind of like a... this is like an interesting card that they would give us, right? Like the kids, you know, protecting 17's island, a free 100% unit. Like, I kind of like how they did this. I really do fuck with that a lot. So let's go ahead and 100% them. And then now let's go ahead and awaken them. And then at that point, we can go ahead and test them out and see how solid they are. They're on one category, the Universal Survival Art category. The only thing, I think they'll be solid on there. One of the big reasons is they do have the Hero of Justice link, which they share with both Jiren and Dispo. So that could be a pretty big plus that you know, this unit might be able to really help Jiren and Dispo, you know, kind of hit a lot better. But they don't have the Tournament of Power link, which is kind of a bit of a big negative for them. That's kind of like the only thing, right? So let's go ahead and awaken them. Notice that we have seemingly a lot of leftover medals. 10 medals for all three. I'll be very curious to see if those medals will come into play at any point. Maybe if this unit might get an easy A, or if those medals would be used for like some other LR that would eventually come. I mean, of course, you know, there's going to be more than just one LR in the Universal Survival Arc, right? We're going to end up having probably, you know, LR Mastered Ultra Instinct Goku, LR Evolution Blue Vegeta, probably the LR Pride Troopers. You know, I suppose those medals could be used in some way, right? So let me level them up, and then we'll hop into an event. Alright guys, so here is the team. I wanted to test out the Trunks, Goten, and Marron card. I think what we'll probably do is we might go ahead and have Trunks, Goten, and Marron maybe alongside a rotation with God of Destruction Topo. And then we would have the two Jirens and Dispo as floaters so that they would be able to hit that Hero of Justice link every single turn. I think that's what we're going to try and do here. And then we will have the LR Goku and Frieza card on a rotation with the MVP Android 17, because of course they are just absolutely incredible partners. Okay, so Trunks, Goten, and Marron start out in the first slot. Now, one thing about them that is important to keep in mind is that every turn that passes, their attack and defense goes down 5%. Now, I'm not 100% sure if that will start right here. So I might run a quick test, like I'd hop into another event immediately afterwards, because if their attack and defense go down every single turn, even if they're not there, that would mean having this unit start in the third turn is already a death blow, because they have 100% attack and defense, but they lose 5% with every turn that passes. So they slowly become weaker and weaker and weaker. So it's just, hopefully, they're not a card that has it to where it happens even when they're not on the actual rotation. Because otherwise, like, you really could just get unlucky if you're using them. You get them in the 7th slot, and that's going to dramatically hurt them. Alright, Jiren with like a 1.9 million attack set right there. Pretty damn good. Jiren is... I don't know if I want to call him underrated. I mean, he's not on global yet. I mean, I've noticed that the LR Goku and Frieza card is sort of... like, global players have a weird opinion of it, because on global, their leader skill is not great. Like, their team is not complete, right? Their category. And then Jiren also does not yet have his awakening on global. So global is in a weird spot where they're not able to properly utilize LR Goku and Frieza. And thus, I've actually kind of seen that, like, people are not on high on global about the LR Goku and Frieza as people on JP. Because on JP, you know, you have two teams that they're on that absolutely disintegrate everything, and then even the full power category as well, which is also not on global. That's kind of the issue with global getting things early sometimes, is that it like, they're not able to be properly sustained. After Jiren gets his awakening, I think the next Dokkan event for Global, though, the LR Goku and Frieza is going to be a lot better at that point. Okay, so we've got Toppo in the first slot. Now, Toppo, again, is giving a 35% attack and defensive buff. And, like, kind of building the team like this, we are going to have it to where Trunks, Goten, and Marron, they're going to get Hero of Justice every single turn because our 3 floaters are the 2 Jirens and Dispo, which all 3 of those units do have Hero of Justice. So this should allow the Trunks, Goten, and Marron to look pretty decent, I'm thinking. All right, so attack side, yeah, 900k, that's not bad. That's a completely free-to-play unit. That's pretty good. Also, interesting. Okay, so another thing they have is they have a 30% chance to have an attack that does more power. That attack, of course, would be the one that has Marron in it. Because if you guys notice, Marron was not present in that super attack right there. But if we get the 30% chance, you know, for it to activate, similar to like what Buhan's got, right? Where occasionally the Super Ghost will do the Kamehameha attack. Exact same thing. So we'll kind of get it to where sometimes that will activate. I do want to show that though. So if we don't get it during this fight, I am going to make sure I'll at least hop in a fight afterwards and kind of show that off. Because, you know, it is kind of cool seeing Krillin's daughter, you know, Krillin and Android 18's daughter actually in a card, even though she's not really a fighter. Like, we got that with Bra, too. Even though she's not a fighter, you know, she has Vegeta come in and use his Gallic Gun. Like, they've done some interesting things lately, right? So, let's see what their attack stat looks like right now. 800k. Okay. So, yeah, that looks like they got the same attack right there. We can see the slight deterioration in their attack stat. So what I'm going to do is, after we finish off this fight, I will hop back into an event. And I want to try and get them on the first rotation and see, like, how differently their attack stat might look to sort of ascertain if they lose. Wow, do we... LR Goku and Frieza have dodged a couple times already, haven't they? Wow, they're just... I'm sorry. Any chance I get to toss these fuckers into a team, I'm just flat out going to do it. And, like, the other thing, too, is most of the time, like, I'm having them go in the first rotation, so they're not getting the extra 77%. Like, that, it just goes to show how ridiculous they are. Like, and any enemy that can actually have their attack lowered, like, you're just gonna have all these units lowering attack. It's so good. I really absolutely love this unit. And I like, so far as well, what I'm seeing from the Trunks and Goten card, too. For a free-to-play option, I do think they're going to be very solid. You know, as the fight gets longer, they will drag a little bit. But, like, you get through fights so fast, I don't really think them losing the 5% is as big of an issue. Because, like, it's the same thing, like, oh, damn, you know, LR Vegito would be, like, you know, pretty much the best unit in the game. Well, I think we got Marron this time. Because their attack stat was very similar. No, okay, we didn't. But even though we had, whatchamacallit, no, I lost my train of thought. No! Uh-oh, Dispo. Dispo got a dodge right here. Go ahead, Dispo. Oh, this is going on too long. Dispo, oh, no! Whoa! Dispo got absolutely bodied right there. Oh, damn. Yo. Okay, but anyway, so LR Vegito, right? If they were able to get their transformation to occur, like, they would be, like, you know, the LR Vegito, like, when his transformation would come out, like, might still be better than, like, even LR Goku and Frieza, but it's just, like, you never see that, whereas LR Goku and Frieza, it's pretty casual to get their 18p super, like, every single turn, pretty much no matter what. As you guys can see, we have 0 issues actually getting the attack to come out. So, Trunks and Goten, they, like, because 6 turns, like, don't usually pass, like, the same issue why the Goku and Frieza transforming cards can't reach their full potential, LR Vegito and Gogeta can't transform and reach their full potential, is because fights end too quick. So that is good for the Trunks, Goten, and Marron card, because fights are ending too quick before they actually have a chance to lose a significant amount of their attack and defense. So I'm not, again, I don't really, like, I'm not too butthurt about the fact that they lose attack and defense like that. So, real quick, I'm going to hop back in, and I want to, one, I want to see their super attack, the second super attack, and two, I want to see if they do start losing attack and defense even when they're not on rotation. Alright, so let's see what Trunks, Goten, and Marron's attack stat is right here in the second turn. We should be able to clearly spot, like, if they're over 1,000,000 right here, then, okay, 884,000, no, okay, in that case, I don't think their attack stat does go down if they're not on the rotation. That's weird. That was actually a little lower than I expected that to see. I thought that was going to be around 900k. Let me do another rotation real quick. Ah, there we go. We got the... That is the 30% chance for the attack to increase right there when Marron shows up, and then they give the peace sign. That shit is dope. Okay, so at this point, I figure we might as well go ahead and break down Trunks, Goten, and Marron. They, of course, are capable at supering at 9 key once they're SA10. Just another pretty useful aspect about this unit, I would say. So, this unit right here, this is Mission Complete Trunks Kid, Goten Kid, and Marron. Their leader skill is Physical Type Key 2, HP Attack and Defense 30%. The super attack is Rangers, Little Helpers. So the first one is just supreme damage to enemy. The second one with the 30% chance to activate when Marron shows up, that's supreme damage with more power. It's a 30% chance to happen. And the other thing too is that attack increase is only for that attack, right? So if they get an additional super, the extra damage they get there will not be applied to the second super as well, unless they would get the 30% proc again. That's an important thing. Their passive is Android 17's Trust, which is attack and defense 100%, and then they lose 5% attack and defense with each turn passed up to a maximum of 50%. But I don't think it's necessarily a big deal that they lose attack and defense like that, because you probably will finish the fight up quickly before it really becomes an issue. If anything, I would say the biggest problem for this unit is that their links, the Innocence, More Than Meets the Eye, Budding Warrior, Patrol, Prodigies, Hero of Justice, and Shattering Limit, their links are not the greatest for the team, right? Like, you know, if you're going to have like Kefla or Caulifla or Kale, they can have Shattering Limit active, but that's pretty much it. But at the same time, you know, Hero of Justice is a good big attack buff link, 25% that they do have with Jiren and Dispo, but they don't really share Ki and stuff with them. As you guys have seen throughout this video, like, Ki has been an issue because this unit does not have the Tournament of Power link. Whenever building a Universal Survival Saga team, I always do say you want to start with that Tournament of Power link. Make sure all the units have it so you'll have a completely consistent and self-sustaining team, and Ki will be not an issue whatsoever because pretty much every unit does have that Tournament of Power link. That's another reason LR Goku and Frieza is so good, because it'll be so easy for them to get that Tournament of Power link to sort of activate, right? So this unit is a solid option, but for the most part, I probably would not use them on the Universal Survival Arc team just because of the fact they don't have Tournament of Power. And then, like, you know, it's always tough to say use them on, like, a hero team because there's so many better options, but you could field pretty much the entire free-to-play, you know, 100% team. Now, you've got the Gohan, Piccolo, Bulma, Goku Jr., and Trunks, Goten, and Marron here, so you can rock all of them. Their 12 key multiplier is 130%, which is a tad low. They also, again, do super at 9 key or more. And then the last thing is they do have the Universal Survival Arc category. But in terms of a free-to-play unit, a fun little event, a fun little character, I don't really have too many complaints. Obviously, they did not participate in the Tournament of Power, so they can't have the Tournament of Power link. But still a fun unit nonetheless. So thanks, y'all, for watching, and I'll catch y'all next time.